We've been talking about the kind of people who will be in John Mahama's government. And we already know, and we've touched on this earlier, but let's touch on it again, that there are some 6 individuals so far whom we know have appointments in John Mahama's government, beginning with Julius Deborah, who is the Chief of Staff. You can see there, Julius Deborah was Chief of Staff under the first John Mahama administration, is Chief of Staff.
Sankofa.
Yeah, in this administration, yeah. So that is Julius Deborah. There are other appointments as well. There are 5 other appointments.
6 other. Well, the final one, he's just acting spokesperson.
Yeah, he's just acting spokesperson, right? So apart from Julius Deborah, we've got Valerie Sawyer. I mean,
but that's
Marietta. Yeah, Marietta. So Marietta GHOne Brew.
She's legal counsel to the president.
Yes, she is. She was Attorney General. You remember, she was Attorney General under John Dramani Mahama until he left office.
And she's back to provide legal counsel. So that's Marietta GHOne Brew.
If this is any indication, probably it means that she may go back to being the Attorney General.
Attorney General.
I don't know. I think
there've been calls to bring her back.
Yeah.
You know. And there have also been calls to give other people the opportunity. But if this is anything to go by, then
we have
Prosper Douglas Bunny. He is
Yeah.
the head of Interim Security Task Force. In the immediate appointments that have been made, Prosper Bunny served under John Dramani Mahama in his previous administration.
Yes, he did.
And he's back again. So it looks like there's a lot of Sankofas. That Eddie Cat symbol was a symbol of bringing back a lot of things.
It reminds me.
I know. That's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but yes, Prosper Bunny there, who will be head of Interim Security Task Force. So one of the immediate appointments that John Dramani Mahama has made. There are a few other, Dr. Callistus Mahama, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, and Guzi Tano as well. All of them are in there. The first, 6 or 7 appointments that have been made by President
Felix Kwachiofosu.
Felix Kwachiofosu is
so that's Guzi Tano,
acting spokesperson. Yes, but Guzi Tano, like we've been telling you, is in charge of the 24-hour economy. So the biggest promise or the main campaign talking point of the NDC 24-hour economy has been handed over to this man.
Will be hinged around his advice. Yeah, so he will be the man responsible for advising.
Yeah, Guzi Tano has been a long-standing member of the NDC from the very beginning until he broke away from the NDC after the 2000 elections and did the National Reform Party. If you remember, Guzi Tano and the Reform Party, and then came back to the NDC.
Back home,
came back to the NDC. So that's Guzi Tano there for you. Presidential advisor responsible for 24-hour economy and accelerated export development, right? And that's one of the things which is also touched on in the 26 things that John Mahama will do in the first 120 days. So,
just as the NPP highlighted free SHS, and it was one of the first things that it implemented. John Dramani Mahama is also taking sail with the 24-hour economy because one of the major things that he highlighted along the campaign trail. So, and then we have Felix Kwachiofosu, now member of Parliament for Abra Asebu Kwamankesi. He's the acting spokesperson of the president. In one of the very first immediate appointments of the president to the presidency. So he'll be speaking on behalf of President John Dramani Mahama, Felix Kwachiofosu.
Yeah, so he's been speaking for the transition team, right? He's been speaking for the transition team, and he remains acting spokesperson.
At one point, he was a deputy information minister.
In the previous. So there's also Dr. Valerie Sawyer, who is a senior presidential advisor on governmental affairs, who is in there as well, and Dr. Callistus Mahama,
who is the executive secretary to the president. So these are the immediate appointments made. President Mahama says in the first 14 days he is going to form his cabinet, and then he will make announcements for his ministerial nominees, and then Dr. Binka will be expecting
14 days.
18 women.
14 days, 18 women.
So what will happen if there are less than 18 women in Mr. Mahama's government?
We begin to question why. We have to ask the questions. Because he said we should talk to him. He's a listening president. So we'll go back and say, Mr. President, there is something that we need to pay attention to. So we are glad that we are happy that he's listening, he's going to listen, and always open his doors. And also, fortunately, the number two person, or the next person by his side, is our own professor, who is the first female vice president. So we'll talk to her, and we'll talk to him, and we said 4 years will soon come on. These are the promises we have made. So please, and as I said, it starts, the fulfillment of these promises starts now. All the other ones, interim, acting, those ones, will let them slide. But this one, we will not. We are waiting. And we know that he's a man that who can keep his promise. As the doctor said it, that is a man who is humble, is a man who is honest, is trustworthy. So we are counting on that.
We'll see.
14 days.
Dr. Valerie Sawyer there. She's a Senior Presidential Advisor, Governmental Affairs. Lantam, I don't know if you realize that at some point when names of speakers were being bandied about, her name was
her name came up. Her name came up.
Her name has always been constant.
Dr. Valerie Sawyer's name came up.
So it's meaning 17 women.
No, so
that's Callistus Mahama. He's Executive Secretary to the President.
Doctor, don't do
will
that.
he remain Executive Secretary to the President throughout his 4-year tenure, or he will move him elsewhere?
It remains to be seen, of course. It's the prerogative of the President, right? He has the power to appoint and disappoint. So, I mean, wherever he tells you to go is where you go. He even says, I don't need you there anymore. He has the executive power to take you out of that office. And we know that GHOne Mahama is not a president who is afraid of reshuffling.
True.
Right?
True.
He's not afraid of reshuffling at all, in any way, shape, or form. If he feels that there is a need to do a reshuffle, he will do a reshuffle.
Yeah.
And if he also feels as though you are not performing in one particular area or another, and you'll be best suited in serving in another particular area, he will not hesitate.
Or you need to be moved at all, because he said he's going to be acting firmly and timelessly. I mean, he has just 4 years, but he needs to leave a legacy. So I'm sure that if you want to serve, like he said, if you want to serve in the administration, come and serve diligently. If you're not ready, then you might as well stay on the sidelines and then cheer on.
And history has been made now.
Yes.
The first female vice president.
Exactly. I mean, for us as women, I mean, everybody knows this. I'm particularly very excited about this. Even on the candidature of Kamala Harris, I was excited about it. And this is a historic moment for me as a woman to know that I can shatter every glass ceiling. To know that everything I set my mind to, I can achieve it. So it's a proud moment for every Ghanaian woman out there, not just Ghanaian women, for the ordinary African woman out there, for women at large across the globe. That, listen, if Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman can do it,
I can also do it.
Yeah, so we have the first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And that is history that has been made here. Hopefully this is the very first of many to come. For a woman to ascend to the high office of being the number 2 lady in the country, the number 2 person in the country, is no mean feat. And all congratulations go to Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana.
That's a historic feat.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But like Dr. Binka said, we expect more.
We expect more.
like Oliver Twist.
No, we are not only focusing on the ministers, ambassadors, everywhere that various boards. Anytime there has to be an appointment, we need to wear, the president and his team will have to wear a gender lens.
But regardless, I also want us as women to put ourselves up to merit these positions. Very often,
Thank you.
I remember. I know, Dr. Norman. I remember in 2016, prior to election 2016, I used to host a show that hosted women in politics, and very often the women were shying away from appearing on the platform. So I decided to vary it and bring on men, and the men were very ready, because the women claimed that, well, sometimes you come on and then people throw jabs at you. Maybe as a society we need to be very accommodating so that the women can also put themselves up for some of these positions, because I mean, a woman can, a man can. It is a job anyway.
It's how we've been socialized. Many women have been socialized to grow up, marry, and be home and all that. And then they think that you should be led and not you to be seen to be leading. So if a woman is in leadership, you want to see, everybody's wondering, will she succeed? They are thinking that she will fail. And if one woman is seen to have failed, then all women are seen to have failed. So we need to do some reorientation, not only of the women, but also of the men, all of us.
So now the man of the moment, the first gentleman of the land, the number one, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, the man who has gone through so much adversity for the very third time in the history of the Fourth Republic, has been sworn in as president. GHOne Mahama, risen through the ranks in politics to the high office of President of the Republic, went into opposition for 8 good years after suffering a heavy defeat, almost 1 million vote defeat in the year 2016 elections. It seemed like an uphill task. It seemed like it was going to be impossible for him to ever become president again. In fact, there were those who wrote him off and said the NDC should present another candidate, because the candidature
even the pastors
of GHOne
and
Mahama,
prophets,
is
into
nothing
the
to go with.
controversy that they had seen in the spiritual realms. That GHOne Mahama was never going to be president.
Never be president.
And some even went to the extent of saying they are going to lay down their Bibles. I wonder where their Bibles are, by the way. If President Mahama became president again.
Yeah, and he was ridiculed. He was mocked. One-term president. Now he has returned.
He has shown that it is possible.
He has shown that it is possible to return to the high office of President of the Republic of Ghana. He has gone through the adversity. He has weathered the storm. He has shown resilience. He has campaigned. And he is now on an agenda to reset the country. It remains to be seen.
We in the media will also be carefully watching, because there are so many words that you hear about that you are going to reset the country. You are going to be keenly monitoring. You said you are going to start work immediately.
Yeah.
We will not give you honeymoon. We are very impatient people. If Ghanaians have shown the NPP and President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia that, listen, we hold you to your words, we are also going to hold John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, to his words. We'll scrutinize everything he does and make sure that he delivers to the people of Ghana, because we gave him the mandate.
Right. And